Hello and welcome to a Piotr review game. The reason why I call it this is because I just bought it off the shelf, so it's at full retail price. That's right, kids. I spent the full retail price. The game I will be reviewing today is Max Payne 3. And, wow. Okay, let's do this. So I bought this game on PC, and, yeah, and it runs great. I even put it up to full resolution. Obviously, I couldn't keep all the details high, and mind you, I've only got a dual-core PC, so I highly recommend this to people who might think their computers can't handle it. Now, let's start off with storyline elements. Now, this game lives on its story. That's what it feels like the moment you jump into the game. It just throws you right in, even as you load the game, before you even press new game. It just throws you straight into a storyline. And, what is that storyline? Well, I'm going to let you see that one, because this game is about that. But one thing I can definitely say about it is the character progression throughout the whole story, let alone like just his beginning to his end, his trials and his errors and all this stuff that goes on in his mind is amazingly portrayed, and you're captivated the whole way through. Hence why I played it, finished it within a day and a half. So I went to town.
It might have been stupid.
And with the most important element of storyline being character and stuff like that, they once again captured the voice and the lines, the film noir kind of dialogue, the depressed, pessimistic hero perfectly in this game. I couldn't describe it more. Throughout the whole game, not even just in cutscenes, but just when he walks into a room and sees something, his reaction to it just oozes character. And that leads on to this amazing concept of sound design, and one of the many amazing elements of the sound design through this game is, beyond the gunfire, beyond every amazing sound effect which you expect from Max Payne, even in Max Payne 2 and 1 were amazing. This game has once again taken it to the next level. You are immersed in the audio, and you're constantly feeling the area that you're fighting in. It's fantastic. Okay, well, let me move on to gameplay. I'm probably jumping back and forth with all this stuff, but gameplay. Now, I was worried about this gameplay because I heard on a review that it was going to be like the save points and the checkpoints were very, very sparsely put in, and they were very frustrating almost. And what I have to say about that is quite the opposite. Everything when it comes to gameplay and its checkpoints were very well placed, in my opinion, because even though it was frustrating having to go back into large sections and repeat it over and over again, I still felt like that I needed to push myself harder, I didn't want to get into that repetitive chain. And occasionally that repetitive chain does happen when you just hit a wall. But I didn't want to suffer with that idea that I'm just going to play the last 15 seconds over and over again, rather than actually just redoing a whole section and really driving myself hard. And with that comes, as you screw up more and more, as I definitely freaking did, I found that it added, a couple of extra painkillers here and there. It added a few extra little bits and pieces to make it easier so that you can keep playing on. So I would definitely not say that this checkpoint system is somewhat flawed. More that it's tapping into the old gamer mentality, that game mentality where if you die, you go back and you start again. Speaking more about gameplay, the actual game difficulty progression, I played this on normal because, just not good at these things. I played this on normal, and at the beginning of the game, you're a god. Jumping around, you're blowing shit up, it's fantastic. But as you slowly progress through the game, every single skill that you've been testing and having fun with, you start to have to hone into a perfection, to an art form, because it's hard. Towards the end of the game, it's really hard. Even throughout the game, it gets progressively more difficult. And I sat there and go, God, this is too hard. It isn't. Really, this is what you expect from a Max Payne game. It starts with a simple problem that slowly brings into the extreme, and he survives, and and you survive as a character, as a player. You survive playing this game, and towards the end, it's a sigh of relief, as well as this. You just feel the same way that Max Payne did, But I'm not going to tell you what that ending is, of course, because I'm going to spoil that stuff for you. It's all that story. Enjoy it. All right, let me talk a bit about visuals. Now, obviously, visuals are the key thing in a lot of the younger gamer minds. But let me just point out that you won't be let down here. This game looks fantastic, and if you think otherwise, then I don't know, go back and play COD, really. But this game it looks amazing. It plays amazing, even on, like I was saying before, even on a lower spec computer on higher res. It's phenomenal. The things that fall from the walls, the way that everything moves, the little scratches on each bullet. It's just visually stunning. It's a spectacle, but not enough of a spectacle that makes it feel like you're detached from the character. It enhances the character's experience and the trials and errors that he goes through. So overall, what can I say about Max Payne 3? Get it. Damn right, just get it. You will enjoy yourself. You'll have a good time playing it, as long as you love shooting people, of course. I mean, if you're into Farmville, then maybe not get it. But it is an entirely worthwhile experience, and I would recommend it to anyone who enjoys any of the Max Payne games. You don't necessarily need to play the other two, but it does, of course, enhance the experience in some level, especially if you play the first. I highly recommend playing the first. Yeah, you just won't be let down. Just pick it up. Pick it up at recommended retail. Don't wait for the sale. It's gonna be fine. You'll feel like you've paid for it and that you earned that spending that you gave to it. That makes no sense. So on that note, I'm going to sign off. Please feel free to comment, rate, subscribe, or whatever. And yeah, hopefully I can keep making some reviews and stop being lazy. All right, bye.